Son of a bitch. Okay, it's back. You are never gonna guess what happened. So, remember some weeks ago, you probably don't because chances are you didn't watch it. But some weeks ago, this is what happened, ready? Like, I was kind of freaking out about money because that's what I do. And I was like, I need help, like, please, someone, like, just thinking, like, oh my God, like, I was just so desperate feeling. And then I look over and there's some mail that I had missed. There's some mail that I missed from Wells Fargo. I'm sorry, this is hilarious. There's some mail that I had missed from Wells Fargo. I'm not a big mail person. So I opened this mail up. There were 3 envelopes together, right? So I see one thing, and I open up the Wells Fargo, and I'm like, what the hell, Wells Fargo? I don't even have a bank account with them. And I open it up, and it's a check for $1,900 because when they repossessed my car, they undervalued it. So they owed me money. They repossessed my car and they owed me money. So I got a check for $1,900 out of the blue a few weeks ago. And I was like, I mean, you know, so of course, like, do you think the other pieces of mail got open? No, they didn't. I was like, holy shit, what? And I like put the check in in my pocket, and I went to the bank. And so I was like, oh my God, this is, crazy. And it helped me so much. Like, gratitude in my heart wasn't as big as I felt like it should be. Like, I was still like focusing on the bad. But I knew that, anyway, the point is, today I look and I'm like, oh, there's this. So last night, I've been praying. Okay, so number one, I've been freaking out. Again, finances, freaking out. And that means like not just for me personally, for the company, right? Like, it's just, when we started out, it was just me and Walter. We were splitting the money between the two of us. We didn't have a thought about the company. You know what I mean? It was just something, it was a startup, and we didn't have, we weren't putting money towards the company. We didn't even think about it that far. You know what I mean? It was just a matter of getting the client and splitting the money. And, so, for the first several clients, we didn't have any money set aside for the company. And then when we started getting more clients, and we did start setting money aside for the company, that was great. But it's been a while since we had a client, because I'm not, my sales game needs to be stepped up, and it's not my strength, okay? It's not my strength. I'm working on it, but it's not my strength. So I started reaching out, anyway, but it's been months since we've had a client, and it's because I've been focused on production. You know what I mean? I've been really, we need to get the work done. It can't be spent, So we got the work done, and we're getting the work done, and that's just amazing. I love my team is amazing. They're amazing, guys. Like, they're amazing. I love my team. I love them. But so the thing is, we're more or less out of money. This is what I'm saying. So I'm like freaking out, because how am I gonna pay the people who work for me, right? So last 2 nights, I would say, I've just been crying and praying, like, just like, oh my God, like, and it's been this whole week, really, I've been like, I can't do this. Like, this is clearly, I'm not capable of running my life. So I'm just gonna go with, yeah, God, you take care, you take the wheel. I'm taking my hands off of it, and I'm gonna trust. I don't see a way, I don't see how we're possibly gonna get the money. I don't see how this is possibly gonna work out. But maybe this is the lesson I'm supposed to learn. Maybe I'm supposed to fuck everything up, and then maybe finally I'll learn my lesson about money. really working on trusting, like trying to open myself up, trying to like just, I've been praying like, I just want to be with you. This is the God of our own understanding, right? Like, this is the God of our own understanding, right? My understanding of God is very scientifically based. Science is how God works, right? Like science is the study of God, is basically my belief. But I mean, it's more than that, right? Like, if we are really, this is an undifferentiated quantum field. I'm going way into religion when I really just want to tell you a story. Let's just say I have been working on my connection to God and working on letting go of all the stuff, all the personal stuff, right? And I know I haven't let it all go. So last night, I'm like, oh, there's those 2 envelopes that I didn't open after the Wells Fargo check, and one of them was from Wells Fargo, and I was like, oh, and I opened it up, and it's another check for $1,900. I was like, okay, like, I was like, oh, well, obviously, like, oh, this is like kind of breaking my heart, because obviously these are the same checks, and they just accidentally sent 2 to me, so on the off chance I'm wrong, I'm obviously going to call, right, because I can't go cashing a check that's already been cashed, right? So I just called Wells Fargo up, and I was like, hey, I have this second check, I already cashed one. I think it's about the same amount of money. Like, I'm not looking at my bank account right now because it's in the red, and I'm just like, I can't, because it's stressing me out. I'm stressed out enough. So I called and I was like, there's this check for $1,900, and I want to make sure that, just so peace of mind, like, I want to make sure it's the same thing as the other one, right? Because I don't want to just throw out $1,900. But I mean, like, I'm thinking there's no way. Right, like, this is just for my peace of mind, because clearly it's just a duplicate, right? So I call up and I'm talking to the lady, and she's like, and I'm in my head, I'm like, oh, wouldn't it be great if they were like, oh, you know what, we messed up, you keep it. So I called, and the lady's like, basically, she's like, no, that other check was for the amount of money that we owed you for the car. And this other one is for like an unspecified mistake. Like, it's a legitimate check. So twice in a row, out of nowhere, the universe has given me a check for $1,900. Which saves my ass and my company. And I knew it. I mean, I've known this whole time. The universe has been working in my life so clearly for the past 2 years. Like, I mean, like, I'm sure in my life the whole time, right? But I was only open to it. I was only able to see it in the past two years. And as I watch it, like, as I look, I can see what she's doing, right? Like, I can see the work she's done in my life, what she's brought into my life. And one of the major things was this company, right? And one of the major things is this company, and I've known in my heart since this has started. I mean, since I joined Alchemist Nation, right? Like, that was an answer to a prayer right there. And I knew I would never have gone to the meeting. I would never have gone to the Zoom meeting that day if I hadn't prayed, and then Hallie hadn't told me about it the next day, right? And I was like, oh, I can't go to that. And I'm like, yeah, what? No. You prayed pretty hard for a financial solution, and this showed up the next day, so you should probably go. And I went, and it was literal answer to my prayer. And I will be forever grateful to Walter and Darina and Ron and everybody at Alchemist Nation, because it saved my life. Literally saved my life. Literally. But since then, you know, things have happened. And aside from the personal stuff, one day, you know, I shortly after joining Alchemist Nation, Walter's like, oh, you're gonna start a ghostwriting company. And I was like, okay, I guess we're gonna start a ghostwriting company. You know, like, I'm not gonna argue. Right? So, like, I start doing that, and then I go to hire people, and I get the most amazing women, like, absolutely incredible women who are jumping in with me, and they're just like, okay, this is, you know, because I said from the beginning, I was like, I want this to be our company. I want us to work on this together. You know what I mean? Like, and all of a sudden, like, I was getting overwhelmed, and they're like, hey, you know, is there anything we can help with? And I was like, well, I just got all this stuff going on. And they're like, oh, we'll take care of that. Oh, you will? Okay, if you want to take care of that, you can take care of that. And then, you know, like, the next group of people we got, amazing people. And now the group that we have again, like, I see it, I can see it, right? Like, this is not, none of my doing. I'm just, like, taking action. But for a second check of $1,900, I mean, there's no denying. Like, I mean, if you want proof, if you want proof of God, I've got you proof of God. I've got it. I have it. I don't ever have to worry ever again. Because this whole week, I've been like, you know what? What I want is a solution to this problem, like, to be financially, like, at least a little, give me something, give me some money. You know what I mean? Like, I just need a little bit. But if that's not your will, if that's not the way you want it to be, then okay, I will learn whatever lesson it is that you are teaching me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm scared shitless, like, cannot get back to sleep, adrenaline coursing through my body, scared shitless. But I am gonna trust, because I know I've seen you work in my life, and I know that whatever it is that you have in store is gonna be the right thing. And so then, like, the next day, I get this text from one of the really awesome people that I know. This real estate thing. He's a real estate influencer, a real estate investment influencer, who I met several months, like, well, maybe a couple months ago. And, you know, we had a Zoom talk, and then, you know, whatever. I think I followed up with him. Follow up, guys. Anyway, I got a text from him. I was like, hi, I'm gonna call you later. This is Mark. Like, okay. And he calls me, and we have this fantastic conversation. And he's like, oh, you're like me. You've got like infectious energy. And I was like, that's why I'm so excited right now. Like, my energy level just went through the roof, because this guy is just like me. He's just like, oh my God. Like, so, you know, and then I was telling him about Alchemist Nation. I was telling him about the summit. He's going to come to the summit. I got to get those two together. And he's going to come to the summit. And, whew, sorry, I'm thinking, okay, after this is done, I gotta text the people. And he's, you know, and I was telling him about my company, and he's like, oh, basically, like, I need a book. Okay? And I'm thinking, oh my God, this is the universe, right? And then we had another call yesterday with another amazing human being who is also a real estate, he's like a marketer, influencer guy. And he's excited about the idea, but he's, you know, going to think about it a little bit. So I'm like sweating it out. I'm like, oh my God, there are these two opportunities that, like, they just, if I would just, you know, sign up now, I could have this fixed. And I hope this is on the Becoming Untethered page. I don't know if it is. Um, so but I was like, okay, like, this isn't gonna happen this week, and I need something this week. But I was like, you know what, universe, it's okay. It's okay. Whatever the situation is, I am just gonna let it lay. I'm gonna do the work that I know that you put in front of me to do, and I'm gonna keep going at it, and it'll work itself out. It'll be whatever it is you want it to be. And I opened up the check last night. I was like, no way. And I was like, oh, the universe is just fucking with me. You know what I mean? Like that would be amazing, but this is not really real. And then it was. So, I'm feeling good today. I just can't wait to like release all the shit that I have still here and just be connected the way I want to be connected. I really want that connection. I really want it. And that's what I've been asking for. And I know it's coming, and I'm so excited about it. I can't believe this is happening. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Like, it's amazing. That's amazing. So, I'm grateful. You know what? I am grateful as hell. Not hell. I'm grateful as heaven. I'm just grateful. I'm so grateful. And you know, there are those moments in life, and like last night I was talking on becoming untethered, and I was like, you know what, it's about time I stop looking at the negative stuff, like focusing on that. Like that's what I do, and I've been doing it for a long time. You know what I mean? Like, why am I focusing on those things? I should be focusing on the good things, the things that are great in life, because life can be great. Life is great. You know what I mean? And there's no need, like, this life that we've been given, we're supposed to enjoy it. You know what I mean? We're supposed to go through it and experience creation, right? Like, we are the universe made conscious of itself, right? Like, that's what we are. It's just so I'm really grateful. So I'm going to remind you guys, even when you don't get a check for $1,900 randomly twice, there's still reasons to be grateful, and you can always choose to have a grateful day.